Hi, welcome back. Tuesday, time for some live games now on YouTube. Back to the fray. Back to the fray. Everyone's doing well. HDMI, how are you? Yeah, we're playing some real hardware tonight. The old Superfamicom. I'm doing good, mate. Thank you. You doing good? How are you today? This week, I should say. So this has been captured through the actual Hyperkin HD lead that I purchased for the Mega Drive, where I've made an adapter, which allows me now to connect anything with the SCART cable up to it. It's something that I've been sort of working on for a while. You know, obviously it's sort of acting like a cheap GBS scaler slash sort of like OSSC style solution for anything that's SCART based. Obviously, you just connect them by the SCART leads now through the console rather than directly to the HD lead, which is it's a little bit, you know, it's an easy connection. So it's just literally like plugging in the SCART to the back of your TV. And I've tried it with mouse consoles. A couple of the consoles, I think I may need to modify the SCART cables because they've obviously got resistors and things in there, and you do tend to have like a much darker image than there's probably that's suitable really. So, and now I've got multiple SCART cables, so what I'll be doing, I'll be modifying some of the SCART cables over the next couple of weeks, I would have thought. It's a nice alternative way of capturing the original consoles. This is rather loud, isn't it? Let's turn that down just a fraction. All good, just chilling. Yeah, same here really. Just and not as quite as chilly as it was last week though. But yeah, this is an original. Obviously, we're on the original system tonight. We're on the original Super Famicom, and this Kaylied 3, the original Japanese Super Famicom cartridge, which I've got boxed. Unfortunately, it's minus the manual. It's a really expensive game to buy if you want to buy it with a manual, which you wouldn't believe it really, would you? Kaylied 3, because I think it's fairly common as an American title. But the Japanese one's fairly rare and expensive, I think. You try finding it, it's fairly expensive. You've got to buy it with a manual. Oh, it's definitely a lot warmer this week, isn't it? But yeah, we'll play a bit of Kaylied 3. I sort of put off making that adapter for the HDMI converter. I ordered the bits. Really, all it was a couple of like DIN sockets, 8-pin DIN sockets, and I'd already got some other bits and pieces like the female SCART connector and stuff. So I've got loads of like wiring and solder from projects that I've done in the past. I mean, you know, recent past. So it was just time really, and being a bit cold as well. I ain't really been feeling it to be doing any projects. But yeah, the colour is a little bit dark on this Super Famicom SCART cable over the original, but it ain't too bad. The worst console that I've tried on here so far for the colour loss has probably been PlayStation 1, where I think I've got 3 PlayStation SCART leads, so what I'll do, I'll modify one of those SCART leads. And if any do look a little bit sort of like dark still, I may create a little amplifier circuit, a bit like the ones for the PC Engine RGB box, just to boost the RGB signal maybe a little bit. I'll put a couple of potentiometers in there so you can adjust the RGB gain on them as well. So I don't know. It's one of these things that you look at and you think, oh, that's a nice idea, and then it's actually getting round to doing it. And the picture looks alright, doesn't it? It's got a little bit of dithering in there, but I do like using the original hardware, and I like using the original controllers as well. It's just got such a nice feeling from using the original consoles. I mean, don't get me wrong, for emulation, easy use emulation is like a 10 out of 10 for most retro. But for nostalgic buzz, I just don't think you can beat using the original hardware. I've always said it. You know, nothing against emulation. It's a great alternative to using the original hardware. Real hardware is always going to be king for me. Even if you do get like a slightly negative picture quality over, you know, emulating the hardware, you still get a buzz from using the original cartridges and discs and things. I do anyway. More so than digital. The digital era sort of negates that old school feel, doesn't it really? But it's still great to use the original controllers. And I know there's not a lot of these like repro controllers now for the old systems. This game's tough, isn't it, really? Like, I've got ones for the Saturn. I've got the repro Saturn ones that I use for playing on the Retrocade. So they're useful for like if you're playing like emulated Mega Drive, and PC Engine and things like that. Now, times when you don't want to use like an arcade stick. Oh man, wait, just take it apart. You'll probably find it's just a rubber contact. You just take it apart and clean the contact. I had a Mega Drive one like that, a Mega Drive pad that had that issue. And what I did, I hardwired a little micro switch in there. It's really clicky now. It's a really clicky pad. So there's a clicky start button in there. But you know, it's better to have a clicky button than a defective button. The rubbers do tend to deteriorate, don't they, in the old school controllers. That's the problem with the rubber membranes inside the old controls. You know, I've got a PlayStation pad that's the same. The start button's really iffy on it. I need to take it apart, and I'm either gonna try and salvage the contact inside there, you know, rubber membrane with a carbon contact, or I'm gonna have to doof it out there and put a micro switch in. I always remember seeing Cubert, the old arcade game, as a kid. It's sort of like that's where my my memories of Cubert stem from. You know, as a kiddie sort of arcade. Obviously, this is a more modern version of Cubert. It's a similar sort of. It's the same gameplay mechanic, innit? It's just obviously they've stylised the graphics more, aren't they? I don't know how they jump on the proper platform there. I remember paying full price for this on import. I bought this on American import when it came out. When I say full price, I think it was about 30 quid. This version I've got now, the Japanese one, I think it was 20 quid minus the manual box. But I was looking around and the box with the manual really expensive, you know, they're like over 50 quid. I think they're about 70 quid last time I looked. I don't know what's down now. So what you been up to? Playing anything anyway, 8-bit SN Cable? What have you been up to? Playing on the old PAL Saturn? That's the thing with the old systems, like you say about the controller, the defective controller. How much good am they? Without the old controller, they ain't a lot of good, am they? If you ain't got the original controller, you sort of stuffed, ain't you? Whereas a lot of modern systems, a lot of controllers are interchangeable, aren't they? Like the PlayStation 2. I think you can even use a PS4 controller on a PS3. Oh, I'm sure I've read that somewhere, I've never tried it. Colgate out. Never saw Cubert in actual arcade? Really? You never seen the Cubert coin op? Oh man, I've seen loads of Cubert coin ops over the years. I remember seeing loads of like Galaxia and Phoenix and stuff like that as well as a kid. Not so much Pac-Man, a few Pac-Man, but like not loads of Pac-Man, but more like Phoenix and stuff. Cubert, Phoenix, Galaga, a few Galagas. Gorf as well. Remember Gorf? I There's some classic games really. That's why I like playing. For emulation, for me, is like old school coin-op stuff. And, you know, there's stuff that never really got a great own version. But as for anything that you can actually play on a console, generally I usually give it the console version. You know, providing it's like on an equal level to the coin-op. So a lot of early console games were exactly very good conversions of coin-op, so I'd say they're pretty lousy, aren't they? But when you moved on to like the 32-bit era, there were loads of really good sort of like coin-op conversions, weren't there, from like that era and previous, like on the collections and things. So you know, they were really good. I thought the sort of like the Capcom collections and stuff, really good like value. They're good to keep. You know, might not be the best version of said game, but you know. Yeah, it's not exactly the first game you think of, is it, when you think of Super Famicom games? Everyone thinks F-Zero and, you know, and like Final Fight and stuff, which I have got, and like Contra. And, you know, that kind of game, you know, Super Mario World's the one though, isn't it? A lot of people think of Super Mario World. Pick up Space Invaders. Slot shooting on Saturn the other day. Space Invaders on Saturn. Where is it? Is it Space Invaders Collection or something, is it? Bad timing on it. Space Invaders. So the latest version of Space Invaders I played, I think was it Infinity Gene or something on 360. Oh, straight into me. Both for cheap. I hadn't heard of that one. Sounds interesting. Green ball. Oh. So I could play this easily on emulation. You know, and the graphics would probably look crisper. But it's just something about playing the cartridges in the original hardware, original software even. You know, nothing. It ain't an EverDrive tonight. I mean, it ain't even a turbo drive or a dodgy cart or anything. It's the original cartridges tonight. We're playing the original stuff tonight. Just play the original stuff. The only thing dodgy tonight is a slightly blurry picture quality, but yeah. Apart from that, yeah, it's all above board. It's all legit. Again, this is being supposedly being captured through SCART, through the RGB output. So I've tried this sort of conversion plug that I've made, converter, and yeah, so it's worked on the Dreamcast as well. You never see Dreamcast output in RGB, do you? It's always through the VGA to HDMI. You never see anything like, you know, to buy that outputs Dreamcast RGB. It's always a VGA signal. It's always a component signal because they say, oh, it's progressive. But some of the games won't work with the VGA, and yet they'll work with this. So I was playing King of Fighters 99 Dream Match with a game that just won't work with VGA. I was playing that last night, which I hadn't played in ages purely because I hadn't got it connected up to CRT. I'd have it connected up to the HDMI. So we're using the original Super Famicom pad as well. Colourful Super Famicom pad. The great John's in here, how are you? How are you, Johns? Cheers for dropping in. Yeah, the original Super Famicom. All Super Famicom tonight. Mr. Spanner. You say we've got the old cartridges out tonight. Give the cartridges a dust off. Couldn't remember the last time I plugged the Super Famicom in. And I thought, oh well, I'll try it on this converter thing that I've made that allows me to use the Mega Drive HD cable, the Hyperkin HD cable. So now I can just plug any SCART enabled console into it. I've yet to try the PlayStation 2 and the Saturn on it because I've already got like a Saturn solution. But I've tried the PlayStation 1, the Dreamcast. I ain't tried the Xbox yet. I've tried the Super Famicom. I've obviously tried the Mega Drive, but the Mega Drive is just like a pass-through to the Mega Drive. Like I was saying earlier, the picture quality is a little bit darker than usual. I think it's a bit of a thing with the Hyperkin. It needs like a bit of a boosted signal to get the best out of it. So if you connect a SCART cable, some of the SCART cables have got like caps and resistors in it, they sort of smooth the signal out and probably dull the image slightly rather than being over bright, over contrast. And the PlayStation 1 cable does actually dull the image quite a little bit. So I've got about 3 different PlayStation SCART cables, so I'm going to adapt one of the SCART cables so I can output RGB on the PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1, Japanese PlayStation 1 on the Hyperkin things. But yeah, it was just a little bit. 8-bit watched your Master System video earlier. Wrong 8-bit, I was going to say. I ain't seen no 8-bit SNK videos. Alright, it's the original versions of Space Invaders, like Space Invaders. The ones with the colour background as well. Because they had like a lens over the screen, didn't they, over the CRT? Because it was a monochrome CRT, wasn't it? And it's like a layer over the screen, wasn't it? Like a, what do you call it? Like an overlay, like a film overlay, wasn't it? Wrong 8-bit. Always get them 8-bits mixed up. What we've been up to this week anyway, chaps, what you've been playing. So, I've been playing very little apart from messing around with a bit of this and that with the with this SCART adapter to HDMI thing. I say late on this evening, grocery shopping I blame, going out just around about tea time, grocery shopping and getting back, and then just feeling pretty lazy. I don't really want to be doing a fat lot of anything, to be fair. Just feeling pretty lazy. But I thought, no, we'll play some Super Famicom. We'll give the Super Famicom a bit of love, because it's usually the Sega love on this channel, isn't it? No, the coloured. What the heck? What do you mean coloured? Do you mean the screen? They had like an overlay on the screen. That was like if you the original Space Invaders was like monochrome, wasn't it? It was like, was it green? It was either green or black and white, wasn't it? And then you had later versions of Space Invaders where they had like layers, different colours, didn't they? Over the screen, they were like overlays, a bit like Vectrex. And like that picture in the background, didn't they? Like a picture in the background, like a static image, if I remember right. I could be tripping now. I might be wrong. I might be completely wrong. Oh, sorry. Coloured strips, that's it. Sorry, yeah. You did a D-pad mod to your left switch Joy-Con. Really? How does that work? Is it like a solid digital D-pad now then? So what did you do? Cut it out, or have you like put micro switches in there or something? You did a D-pad mod to your left switch Joy. The actual Joy-Con, or the 4 buttons, or the direction buttons. Oh, it's a kit. Oh, that's all right. What's he do? Fit over the top then? I think our Joy-Con, the original grey Joy-Cons that we got with our launch era, well, semi-launch era Switch, we'll probably go about 3 months. 3 months after launch, we got our Switch. That's the grey. Funnily enough, the left. I'm sure it's a left because you use the left more often, don't you? So that's more like your movement. The right's the camera in it. The left one has got a bit of Joy-Con drift on it. Because the missus was going, this Joy thing feels wrong. I went, what do you mean, the Joy-Con? And it goes like, you know, the Joy controller, the little joystick. I went, what's wrong with it? And he has got a little bit of drift on it. Just tend to stick a little bit sometimes. Well, but I've got some neon ones as well, so I've told her to use the neons. Says you've wore it out, love. It is. Well, anyway, I bought some Joy-Cons for my birthday a few years back. So I've said, oh, just use the neons because I hardly use them anyway. Just use the neons. But I'll probably end up having to try and repair them, I suppose. Really? So on Tuner's Discord was doing it? What was they doing it for, like the shoot 'em ups and the beat 'em ups and that? Go on, we'll put someone else on. We'll blow on the old car, give it a bit of magic. Pilot Wings. Man, I played this a lot back in the day on a since I've repurchased it, like, what, 7 years ago, whenever it was, I ain't really played that much of it. She's a bit of a crime, really, innit? Because it's a great game, innit? Didn't think I'd remember the text now, what it means. I think the wonders of modern science, I could always use the Google lens, couldn't I? It'll translate it for me. Slight blur on that text, isn't there? I don't know if you're picking it up on the stream, but I've seen a slight blur to the text. Got to get your flying license, haven't you? I think you got the choice, haven't you? You got to land the plane, or you do the you got to get the maximum points, haven't you? Or 120 points or whatever. Skydiving or light plane? Give it skydiving. It says don't crash. Yeah, don't crash. Yeah, that's the shortened version. Oh dear, yeah. Yeah. No crash, yo. No crash, yo. Don't crash. Oh dear. Yeah. It does pretty much, yeah. It says, yeah. It says don't forget to pull your cord on your parachute on the skydiving. Try not to plant your head into the ground. I did have a quick go at this last night, actually. Because I hadn't played it in ages. I found this a lot more difficult than I remember. Ah! Oh, I'm off. I don't think I made that, did I? Did I make that? Nah. Missed it. I'm well off with this. It's really simplistic, this game, innit? But I think it is quite fun. The jetpack one, I always like the jetpack one as well. Jetpack is decent. Jetpack missions. Oh, at least you're on target, but oof, it was a bit heavy. So much for style. It's like a chilled soundtrack as well, isn't it? The soundtrack's really chilled on this as well. $40 points to get, 40 points to get. Come on then. Give it a light playing. Ah, we're off target, we're off target. Stay on target. Use the force, Luke. Ah, that wasn't too bad. You like to try the N64 version? You never played it. It's alright, but it's a bit scrappy looking. This is cleaner looking. I had the N64 version, but I've only ever played the PAL version. When I picked up that PAL N64 a few years ago, and I was playing it the rest video because it's a pain in the ass. I like RGB consoles, but the the S-video image was alright on the N64. To be fair, it was fairly clear. But it's the speed, it's the slower speed, the 50Hz speed that really puts me off PAL consoles, a lot of them. He's impressed, he's impressed. Yay! 985206. Remember that. You got an NTSC RGB mod in N64. Yeah, well, I'd pick it up. It's probably a lot better if you're playing it with a 60Hz RGB machine. The only trouble is, it's a bit. I don't know, what would you call it? Yeah, a bit like scrappy looking. Like that's the only trouble with the N64. Like the graphics, they were a bit like, yeah, they get a bit messy, don't they? I mean, they're blurry if they ain't RGB, and when they're RGB or S-video, they look a bit scrappy. It's that anti-aliasing. And that low resolution, it don't really work, does it, with the anti-aliasing? Yeah, I had Wave Race, Mario. I didn't have Mario Kart. I was trying to get Mario Kart cheaper. I was too tight to buy an expensive copy of Mario Kart. I forgot what other games I got. I got the Garmin games. Was there 2 Garmin games on the N64? I think there was all. And definitely got the 1 Garmin game on the N64. I think I got 2. I think I got 2. But the Garmin game's good. So obviously it's a bit like Mario. I like the Garmin game. It felt a bit more. Felt like there was a little bit more to it than Mario. To be fair, you know what I mean. I just felt a bit more like less just like a platform, 3D platform romp. But yeah, that's what you want, eh? I mean, if you could like mod the Joy-Cons to a D-pad. Oh, there you have. Do you really need like the analog Joy-Con on a Switch? Come on, we'll try the Rocket Pack. It says Rocket Bell, but I say Rocket Pack. Yeah, I looked into the RGB modded N64s. The RGB mod looked a bit of a pain back then. Obviously, there's lots of more kits and things available now, isn't there? These days for stuff. It's less having to like make stuff from scratch, and it makes your life a lot easier than if you can buy it in a kit. You know, I mean, there's even solder-free kits in for like PC Engine mods and stuff. I'm sure I saw one for a Duo that you can like RGB mod a Duo or something. It's a solder-free kit. So I don't know how that works. It's just like clamp onto the circuit board or something. I'm sure it was that a Duo. It may have been PC Engine, but I'm pretty sure it was a Duo. I think I've just got to land now, haven't I? Or have I? Can't remember. I think I have, haven't I? I think I've just got to land there. And you can choose to either land in the middle here, or you can land on the moving platform for extra points. So yeah. But I think I'm going to chicken out and land on this. I don't know. You go to him again. where's it telling me I've got to land? You bought your RGB N64 off eBay? Yeah, well that's it, see, it's alright if you can buy them. If you can buy them modded, that's great, isn't it? Don't know, I've got to land on here. Oh, the beauty. Oh, there's one over there still. I got it, have I? Oh, you muppet. Oh, there's a view as well, isn't it? You can look at the view for when you're landing as well. You can change the image. You can change the viewing angle. Now, the PAL N64 I got was out of Game Station, if I remember right. I think I paid 20 quid for it. And I got this idea that I was going to try and mod it. When I looked into it, it was like, oh, nightmare. Like, expensive, plus fiddly. I think you're best trying to get like the Japanese ones, ain't you? I don't think I'm going to get any bonuses for the time, am I? Yeah, I think, you know, now you can buy the kits, but at one time I think they were like, the kits were like, they were different, weren't they? They were like, I think there was a lot more work involved, like they got like resistors and you got to apply them to the board, and rather than like having a circuit, it was like, you just got to make up and stick on a wafer board. I think there was a lot more work involved on it, and I was like, it was fairly expensive, a bit like the NES mods, and it sort of put me off. I was like, I'll just stick with it. I was thinking I'd just try and probably end up buying the Japanese N64, but I decided against it in the end of the day, bother, because I hardly played the N64 anyway. So, but this Pilot Wings on the 64 is alright. I prefer this, in all fairness. I think this plays better. It's more fun. But if you can pick it up cheap, give it a try. Give it a try, it's worth a try. I think it's fairly cheap to pick up now, isn't it? I think, to be fair, I think a lot of the price of the N64 stuff's dropped now, hasn't it? It's less collectible again now. It seemed to like spike, didn't they, the price of N64 stuff. Yep, this is like pure fun. This ain't no Microsoft Flight Simulator, is he? Landed he. But yeah, I think the kits now, I think they make things a little bit easier, don't they? But obviously they're still quite pricey, aren't they? These like these RGB mods. It's like there was is it the Sharp Famicom Twin as well? That was a nice looking console. I always like a look at them. The one with the disc drive built in, the NES. And I thought, oh, I won't mind getting one of them and like RGB modding it. But when I looked into it, it's another one that's like seemed a bit of a nightmare and quite pricey to mod. Plus there ain't really that many NES games that I'd really want to collect, to be honest. It would be another one of these like consoles that I'd have, just probably had for the sake of having, probably not played very often, to be fair. Another console I tried on this either is the GameCube. Looking at it now, I'm thinking I'll probably have to try the GameCube on this thing, see how it looks. Because I can play GameCube games through the Wii. Apart from that, it's like nothing really that I got covered or I can. Oh, there's the MBS. I'm a bit wary about connecting the MBS up to this HDMI converter. To be fair, I don't know what sort of sync the MBS outputs. I'm not sure if it's like a higher voltage than usual. I don't know. I'd have to look into it. So I don't know. I'm not sure if it's like consumer level output. I mean, surely if you can just connect it up to a TV, I don't think there's going to be any high voltage on the sync for the RGB out. So obviously I'll just use a super gun on the MBS, and obviously I've got it like connected up so you can get the headphone to get the audio out if you want to amplify the audio out. You've got the headphone socket as well. Missing all the rings, look, you muppet. Look at this. Oh man. I missed every ring going there. I think I got one, didn't I? I think I managed to get one. Get the oscilloscope out. Yeah, well, I would do if I got an oscilloscope. I haven't got a voltmeter now. My voltmeter screwed up years ago and I never replaced it. I've got my volt tester, or should I say my tester now is 2 batteries and an LED to see if you get any voltage through them. So just don't do the modding like I used to. I just don't mess with stuff. I really need to get a little voltmeter. You can pick them up for cheap, Corey. I need to get another one. Could be TTL sync. What, even going into like a consumer straight out the even just going into a consumer CRT? Because I mean I'll use the super guns, and I've connected them up to the LED and the CRT, and you know they work alright, but I don't want to destroy anything. But TTL's a little bit higher, isn't it? Is that something like is that 12 volts or something like that? It's above 5 volts, isn't it? If I remember right. $5 volts, is it? Yeah. Consumer CRT is a lot more lenient with sync. Yeah, I mean, if you connected an MVS up to an OSSC, would it kill it? So I'd be tempted to, like, I don't know, I'd probably have to slap some resistors in there or whatever to try and lower the voltage. That's more like it lowers the, it just sort of lower the ampage on it as well. Yeah, it could kill a scaler. Yeah, that's the thing, see. I think did Mad Little Pixel have that issue before with one of these C-box things he had? The CMVS. The CMVS box. And didn't he kill his OSSC? Got a feeling it did. I got a feeling I remember him saying before that he wasn't impressed because he must have connected up to his OSSC and it killed him. His Supergun Mini's got protection against sync voltage. He did, didn't he? Yeah, I remember it. I remember him with a C box. I mean, this is one of these just like plug-in boards. No idea if it's low sync or what. Well, both of them, man. One was retro electronic, or whatever it was called. I think they were based in France. And I don't know what the other one was. I think they were based somewhere in the UK. But as far as I'm aware now, both of them companies have gone bust. They don't exist anymore. I'll probably need to get a voltmeter and try it before I attempt it. If I attempted it, in all fairness, I probably had a bother about it. Maybe that would just have to slap some heavy resistance in there. I think the one Supergun, when I've connected up to the LED set that I got, the little white LED set, well I say little, 24-inch wide or whatever it is, that does sometimes give a slightly wavy signal, and yet you'll power it on and off and it'll clear. So maybe there is an issue with the sync on the Supergun. On that, I don't know. Maybe it is TTL. I don't know. Yeah, no, I was thinking that it might be an higher voltage sync than usual. It's because it's a different regulation for arcades in it. They have to have an higher voltage, don't they, for the video signal. I tell you something, it's blowing a gale outside here tonight. And not just on, just windy on pilot wings. It's gone really windy again. Cheap digital oscilloscope. Yeah, well, exactly. I think I just need a voltmeter. I mean, a voltmeter will give me the same measurement, wouldn't it, as well? But yeah, now oscilloscopes are damn useful, aren't they? I've only ever used voltmeters last time I used an oscilloscope was probably in physics or electronics, just back at school, I've never used one since. It's alright, this game is quite chilled. It's it's just a chill out game, and it's probably one of the reasons why I picked a Super Famicom up, sorry, not an N64. That's why I picked it up on the Super Famicom actually, because I like the it was like this Mario Kart. I don't mind Super Mario World. But it's like some of the other games as well, like Super Ghouls and Ghosts. My fixation with Ghouls and Ghosts. Obviously, it's yet another version of Ghouls and Ghosts, really. Even though that was never my favourite version of Ghouls and Ghosts. Pin 20 uses 75 ohm resistor. Make sure it's 1 volt or under. The RGB lines are under 0.7 volts. Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought the MVS stuff was you know, outputs a lot higher because it's sort of like arcade style, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's just all they've done is sort of rerouted it, haven't they, with the super gun, so that so you can use it on like a consumer CRT. But yeah, I know a lot of SCART leads have got the 75 ohm resistor in, haven't they? I think I've got some 150 ohm resistors. But pin 20 is the sink, innit? It's a sink or composite sink in for well, composite sink out or in, depending on if you're looking at male or female. But yeah, some of the SCART leads as well. They've got the capacitors in there as well, haven't they? But I don't know how you bring down. I'll have a look into how you bring down 5 volts down to, you know, 1 volt. I'll have a look into that. You know what resistance I'd need. I'd have to look that up. Oh, the Angloider ones are good, but they're tricky, aren't they? We'll go with the plain one. But putting the resistors in there is probably just like a safety net as well, in it, just in case they do spike and go a bit high. Not enough speed to take off. He don't look impressed, does he? Yeah, I was sort of like, I'm going to use just like the standard. It's the thing with my super gun, it just uses a standard SCART to SCART. You know, it's actually got the female SCART unlike the super guns, aren't they? And then you just use a standard like male to male SCART guide to connect up to your CRT or whatever. And so I'd have to like modify the cable maybe to bring the voltage down. Gliders. It's all angling on the glider. It's down to the glider. You could ride the thermals, ain't you, with this? You got a gyrocopter, haven't you, on the N64 version of Pilot Wings? I'm sure you have. It's like a gyrocopter. If I remember right, it ain't just an glider and a plane and stuff, and it's like a gyrocopter, isn't it? The environments are quite big. It's just that I thought the graphics were a bit messy. Again, it's down to the resolution and that anti-aliasing in it. And to be fair, I mean, connecting the MVS up, how really, you know, get all leave connecting the MVS up, to be fair, to especially just to stream off it. So I've got the two MVSs with the super guns up. I don't suppose it really matters, does it? I mean, it's everything that I've got on the MVS, I can play on either on emulation or the Neo CD or both anyway. So or the AES. So I don't really, you know, have to connect the MVS up. It's just to be interesting to get to work and see what it looks like, you know. Evening, how you doing, sub? How are you? Yeah, playing a bit of Super Famicom tonight. Just saying to Johns about trying to get the MVS connected up to this Hyperkin Mega Drive style scaler or something. You know, I don't really want to blow it up. I don't really want to destroy it by too much voltage in there. That's sort of why I ain't tried it at the moment. I've been looking into it more, so then I don't think I've made the license, have I? Not enough. Got 102 and I need 118 points. Bah, never mind. How you doing, sub, anyway? And I actually was playing a bit of Mega Drive the other night. Was it yesterday or something? I noticed, only noticed today, I never noticed last night. I think I've been playing some Ghosts and Goblins. Sorry, not Ghosts and Goblins, Girls and Ghosts. Or Daimakimura. Ghosts and Goblins. Girls and Ghosts, sorry. I say I knew you were playing Gauntlet the other day as well, or yeah, Gauntlet 4 was he? Let's reset that. So we're playing on the original hardware tonight. Playing on the Japanese Super Famicom. This says the Pilot Wings. I'm gonna say all these are boxed games I've got for the Super Famicom. Here's another one. Put in Star Fox. So I'm running it through the Mega Drive HD lead. Made a little dongle that allows me to connect any SCART console into it. I've only tried a couple of SCART consoles at the moment. I've tried the original PlayStation, the Dreamcast. I'm surprised how clear the Dreamcast looks actually through just RGB. Obviously it's upscaling 480i. I'll tell you what, I'm just gonna take a break just for a minute, and I'll be back. We'll put this on the wait. Hopefully it's gonna work. So yeah, I'll be back in a minute. Just give me 2 minutes. So yeah, cheers for anyone that's still hanging about. Play a bit of Star Fox, I think. So we're eating some shortcake biscuits. About that noisy packet. So crack out my drink as well. Why not? Yeah, this is another game that I really liked back in the day as well. I ain't really played it much since I've repurchased it. I think they were a bit cheeky, weren't they, in my opinion, Nintendo, with it. Obviously they ripped Star Wars off. And they're sort of like... They're like ripped sort of Power Drift off, really, in my opinion, as well, when they released Mario Kart. It was like pretty much like an action-based kart racer, wasn't it? I mean, before that you got like Power Drift, didn't you? It was like kart racing. You didn't really have any racing games, kart racing games, before Power Drift. And I think that's sort of like, with Mario Kart, they're sort of going on the act with that, didn't they? And the same with this. It was like sort of like a mixture of Star Wars and like Galaxy Force, maybe. They're sort of. I always thought they were sort of like a bit cheeky the way they sort of. Everyone was at it though while they were all ripping each other off, ideas wise and stuff. But again, this was actually programmed by Argonaut, wasn't it? It's an Argonaut game, wasn't it? This. Don't want the training. So with this lead, the colours are probably slightly darker than what you'd usually get through standard RGB to a CRT or whatever. I just tend to like crush some of the blacks a bit. I say I tend probably out by the fact that I'm connecting everything via a SCART lead now, so it's sort of like darkening the colours up slightly. I mean, this game has aged quite a lot now, hasn't it, really? When you look at it, this game is like quite aged now, hasn't it? It's ain't a bad looking game still. It's fairly playable still. Obviously early 3D. Sort of very aged of its time, innit? Much like a PlayStation 1 and stuff, they do look their age now, don't they? But this, I remember being wowed by this when I owned this. I used to own the PAL version of this one, to be fair, so it probably ran a bit slow, didn't it? I would have had a PAL Super Nintendo when this got released. I moved on my Super Famicom by that time. Nice flying text. There, looks like I'm late to the stream again. No, well, kind of. I was late to starting. Lou, how you doing? Always good to see a new face. Well, a new old face on the chat. No, I was late starting tonight in all fairness. Wasn't sure what to play and I've been messing around with this thing, so I thought, well, I'll play some Super Famicom. Some unemulated Super Famicom. Super Nintendo. It's actually Super Famicom though. Again, it's been ages since I've played this. You can tell. No! You more good? How's the stream been? Been alright? It's been quiet. Fairly quiet. It's a late one though. I do try to start them a bit earlier, but I've been out today. I was a bit late going out, and obviously by the time I got back and had something to eat, it's getting comfortable, and I don't really want to, you know, to get started. You've got to set yourself a routine and try to stay on targets. Stay on targets. I do like the impromptu streams, to be fair, but I think if you tend to stream regularly, you get more interaction on the chat, to be fair. Obviously, sorry about that. Peppy. Sheep Peppy getting shot. Really need to be speeding up and not slowing down there. Game that I've never played, Star Fox 2. I know that got released not so long back, didn't it? On like a sort of like an unreleased game, wasn't it? Would you say it was a homebrew? It ain't really a homebrew, is it? It was just sort of unreleased game, wasn't it? I don't think it was ever finished, was it? I don't think it was a finished game, was it? I think it's only much like a demo, wasn't it? Star Fox 2. Put on the SNES Mini, was it? Yeah, Star Fox 2, yeah. Myself. Never played it. My brother's probably got it. Well, he has. My brother's got a SNES Mini, so. Bippity bip, bippity. Yep, exactly. Peppy and Slippy. Peppy and Slippy and the crew. Oh, that old Nintendo International Spike. I love it, don't they? Localization, that's the ultimate cheap localization. It makes sense, doesn't it? That's why Zelda, you know, it's never really got any. It's only got text, never really any speech in it, is there? Just sound effects, grunts, moans, and stuff. That's your timing for the booster. You've seen the trailers for the new Super Mario, well, I'll say the new Super Mario, the Super Mario movie. Have you seen the trailers? Have you seen the trailers? I mean, they look alright, but do you really want to sit through, I don't know, what is it, 180 minutes of like a game FMV style video? I don't know. I don't think I'd personally, I don't. Yeah, blippity blip, blippity blip. Wing jamming. That's what he says, doesn't he? Wing jamming. It's Falco, isn't it? Is that Falcon saying that? Here he jamming. Ooh, rock me fox. It's Falco. Ooh, wrap me Amadeus. Ooh, wrap me Amadeus. Come on. Oh, come on. Of course, frame rates. Had a bit of a dip there, didn't he? Have you ever played the Wii U version of Star Fox? I wanted to like that. It started off well, then it sort of went meh. Oh no! Fox! Fox! Completed Star Fox 2 on his second go. Is it dead easy then, is he? Game over, man! It almost sounds like he's saying he's into windjammers. Yeah, I'm into windjamming. Into windjamming. Yeah. Yeah, into windjammer. Into windjammer. What he's saying is don't connect the jammer. Don't connect that jammer. Don't connect it up to your scale because it'll blow it up. Amadeus, Amadeus. Oh, Falco. You remember Falco? It was easy / you was lucky. A bit of both. The luck of the gods. The luck of the gods. Easy mode. God mode.
Good luck.
May the fox be with you. May the fox be with us all. Yeah. Yeah, with a windjammer. With a windjammer. See, international. See, it's like international speak, innit? And then you got like they slippy toe like blah 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 blah. Do you mean there? That's him. How you wouldn't think, would you? Like 30 years on, you'd be playing some like. I don't know, 16-bit polygon shooter like this. I mean, I think when I bought my 360, I was like, well, you know, it's time to move on from the Xbox. The 3D's looking a bit dated, and yet here I am in 2023 playing Star Fox on the Super Nintendo / Super Famicom, and yet, you know, it's weird, isn't it? You'd think, you know. One time you used to trade away all these consoles and games and you'd be like, nah, I probably ain't even going to play that again. I mean, it is barely knocking double digits frame rates in it, this. But it plays alright, it plays alright. See. The music and everything as well, so obviously the nostalgia's strung with this one. The nostalgia's strung with this one, Luke. mean, it is pretty non-smooth. I wouldn't say jerky. Jerky's a bit of a understatement, and it just got a bit of slow down, doesn't it? But it's quite fun. It's quite fun, this game. It's like virtual racing on the Mega Drive. You know, it ain't awful. It's still okay to play today. But again, developed by Argonaut, wasn't it? Was it Star Glider? It used to be called. I'm sure it was called Star Glider, wasn't it? It was a game on the ST, wasn't it, years ago? It's like a fairly big game, wasn't it? 3D game. I'm sure it was called Star Glider, and obviously Argonaut were pretty much into the 3D polygon stuff, were they? Around computers. I'm sure it was Star Gliders. You got Windjammers. You got Windjammers, really? Now that's a game that I've never really been that bothered about on the Neo Geo. I always thought it looked a bit like really basic, but obviously it's the gameplay again. I'd have to try playing it again. I always think it's just like Frisbee, innit? It's like a two-player Frisbee thing, you know. Need some Windjammers. Need some Windjammers. Obviously, Falco's a big fan. Windjammers is a lot of fun. Well, that's the thing. See, probably. At one time I was very much a graphic artist. I was like, that looks like a. I probably think, oh, that looks like a SNES game. You know, back in the day, I'd be like, oh man, Windjammers looks like a SNES game. Why do I want to play that? Why do I want to play that on the Neo Geo? I want Samurai Showdown and Fat Fury Special, and you know, like, why do I want to play? Why do I want to play that? You know, it's that kind of. So I think someone mentioned it recently about like game snobbery kind of thing. You know, you look at something and go like, oh no, that doesn't look very good, but the underlying thing is the gameplay, innit? You know, there's lots of like great looking games in there, but they play awful. Yeah, well, so I was lacking in the physical mates department, and my missus is very much set in the ways of what I plays video games these days. I'll play Nintendo first party stuff and that, but like drag my missus for a versus game of Samurai Showdown, nah. That's got more chance of coercing the neighbour's cat into having a versus match of Samurai Showdown and my missus. Need some Windjammers, need some Windjammers. Oh, shoot Peppy. Yeah, it is a Peppy 8. Oh, watch out, somebody's let them a corner out. Whoa. So it's got. Was this? I think this was the first game with the FX chip, wasn't it? And to be fair, I was playing Starblade on the PS1, and it didn't really look that much better than this. Starblade on the PS1. It's got some like weird FMV style backgrounds. Whereas the original Starblade, as far as I'm aware, it's all like rendered on the fly, innit? PS1 uses some like FMV. Pong, definitely. Yeah, you would. I reckon you could. You could probably reproduce that game on the Mega Drive quite easy, but you know, obviously with less colour, and obviously the downgrade on the sound, because the Mega Drive music's good, but obviously that sound chip ain't as powerful as the Neo Geo one, is it? But the Neo Geo sound chip is obviously, it's more powerful, but it's all that extra memory that was allocated to it. That's why the games was like so big, weren't they? The later Neo Geo games, it was like full of samples and stuff, all that. Well, them extra chips inside them AES games, that's the key behind it, you know. They do nothing special, is it? It's all them extra chips. All them extra chips. All them extra chips in the cartridges, you know, the hardware itself. There ain't nothing special, is it? That's what it's all sure. That's what someone said about the Neo Geo not so long back. I'm gonna have to plug my phone in. My phone's just died. I thought I got it plugged into the USB charger, but I ain't. I apologise for anyone that's put on the chat now. But I'm going to pause this in a second, get to the white screen, and then plug my phone back in. So I've lost the live chat. I'm actually going to pause it here and get to the white screen, bear with me. Apologies again. Very professional, the Kaylied gamer. Always a professional. To wrangle my extra long USB cable. Get that plugged in. It's a sign of old age. Every time you make a movement, it's usually accompanied by a grunt or a groan. Usually when you get out your seat. Right, just power up the old phone. For some reason I thought I'd plugged the USB cable into it. No, I must not have. Again, apologies for the break in the entertainment. Oh, it's probably added entertainment. It just takes a while to boot the old phone up. Come on. Almost there. Come on. Wakey wakey. Right. But yeah, I've got quite a bit of nostalgia for playing this game back in the day. I'm pretty sure I finished this game. It's kind of what you did back in the day, and you finished the games and then you moved on to the next thing. It's either the next game or the next console. You tended to sort of just dismiss your previous generation at some point. And I think you sort of just moved on to the next big thing. That was like a stepping stone, wasn't it? Back in the day. Pyron's Lair. Yeah, I'm back on the chat now. Cheers for hanging about. Pyron's Lair channel has Mega Drive footage of it. Oh, what with it? Funny enough, some dude is converting it to Mega Drive. It looks remarkably similar. Without the cartridge storage constraints, you probably could replicate the game without much difficulty on the Mega Drive. Well, it's a pity that they couldn't. I mean, I don't know if maybe you can. Can you? We'll go back to the main screen now. Cheers for hanging about. Sorry about that. The the foo bar with the chat. It's like if you could burn a game on Mega CD and run it like a Mega Drive game, surely you'd have a lot more cheap memory storage, wouldn't you? rather than like having to like create a cartridge. I mean, I know a cartridge has got the advantages here. You ain't got the loading and stuff, and obviously you've only got so much RAM to fill in a Mega CD. But and then again, I suppose a Mega CD is, I suppose it is limited in it. It's limited with the CD drop. But then again, I suppose you could just stick it on a ROM and stick it onto an EverDrive or something, couldn't you? If you just stuck it onto an EverDrive, I mean, you're limited just to the largest cart size, isn't you, with an EverDrive? Or is this some like, what's the largest Mega Drive cartridge size? I wouldn't know. Was it 20? Was it 20 megabytes? Or was it bigger? I know the old style Mega Drive cartridges when I had one years ago on import was like, back in the day, used to be, I think it was 8. 8 was the biggest. Was it 12 the biggest? Is it commercial? Mega Drive cartridge, 12 megabytes. This is a bit brutal, isn't it? Seems really tough. I remember all these weird alphabetic debris things flying through this, you know, through the air at you or whatever, or through space at you. That seems really tough. Don't remember it being quite so much on screen. Super Street Fighter 2 was 32 megabytes. Oh, so that was the biggest. That was the on Super Street Fighter 2. What, on the Mega Drive? Super Street Fighter 2 was 32 megabytes on the Mega Drive. Man, well, why is the sound effects are crap on it? You know, oh, man, because that wasn't very good, was it? I used to have Super Street Fighter on the Mega Drive. The graphics are alright, but the music was alright, but the speech was terrible on that one. Go on, we'll put someone else on. Might as well. It was 40 megabits. Oh, megabits. Oh, so what's that? Divide that by 8. Now divided by 4, isn't it? Megabytes, 8, 4, 8 in 8, 5 megabytes. 5 megabytes? Yeah! Divided by 5, divided by 4, so divided by 8, divided by 6, divided by 7. Just make it up as you go along. Did I play F-Zero earlier? I was thinking of playing F-Zero. I might play, actually, I'm going to put Final Fight on. I'm going to put Final Fight on. I mean, I know this gets a lot of grief, doesn't it, this? About it not being particularly arcade perfect. And again, I think the colours are slightly off on this because this SCART lead's obviously got some kind of resistance in it. So I think the colours are a bit dark on this as well. I think I noticed you got some caps and resistors in there, so obviously this is downgrading the image slightly as well, giving it a scale. So because these things are designed to be plugged straight into the back of a console, aren't they? Slowdown's what ruins it. What, this game? Oh, you on about Super Street Fighter? Oh, right, you're on about Super Street Fighter. Or do you mean this? I think the slowdown on this ain't too bad. The Super Famicom itself suffers with slowdown. Let's be Hagar. Let's be Hagar, why not? Do you like Hagar as a character? Final Fight Guy, oh yeah. Obviously the graphics on this look a bit dark. The browns look a bit dark, don't they? If you look at them. I mean, they don't look like the Mega Drive one, do they? Where everyone looks anemic. The browns look a bit dark on this capture. Let's see. Colours look a bit dark. It does look a bit dark. Probably do with spritzing it up a bit. Obviously, it's something's happening with the image, and it's dulling the colours down. I mean, the colours ain't arcade perfect on this anyway, but they're pretty close. Probably go into the saturation and whatever in the settings for it, but I ain't really done that. I've just plugged it in and I think I've turned the contrast up slightly. That's all I've really done with it. But as for the slowdown and stuff on the Super Famicom, I mean it's known for slowdown in the system. It's the biggest bugbear on the system, I think, really, the slowdown, especially on shooters. But I do like Super Famicom. There's a lot of good games on it. I mean, there's stuff like the stuff that it launches as well. I mean, it's like this and like F-Zero. Really like Super Mario World. A game which I've never finished, the original Super Mario World on Super Nintendo. I've got it now, I've got Japanese on, I've never finished it. I've got so far into it and then just sort of got a little bit fed up of it. I've never finished it. The Final Fight Guy, I've only ever played it on emulation. I was going to buy it on cartridge years ago. You know, like about 6-7 years ago or whatever, and then I never did, I never bothered. The names on this make me laugh, don't they? Wongu. Wongu. Who? Wongu? Brother Ragu. He lives in Italy now. He's half Italian, brother Ragu. He loves Super Mario World. You've 100%ed it. See, that's the thing. I never finished it. I had it back in the day as well. I had it with the system. I had it Super Mario World, F-Zero, this, and Darius, and Gradius. I mean, I've had that for like 5 great games to have with the Super Famicom when you first own one. I bought it second hand. Is it in a local newspaper? Guy was saying it. I think I paid 380 quid for it. With all them games. And it was like, to me, I thought it was a steal. Got 2 controllers, and then I kept it for a while, and then got rid of it. I got rid of it, and then I ended up giving a PC Engine, and then giving a Mega CD and stuff, and then I ended up getting a SNES for Street Fighter 2, but the PAL one, and I ended up getting one of these converters that let you play SNES games in, sorry, Super Famicom games on a SNES, you know. But I never had it converted to 60Hz or nothing. I only kept it at 50Hz, and they really like it. And I let my brother have it in the end. They like the SNES, the 50Hz SNES, the UK. I enjoy playing Street Fighter on it, but just the whole idea of having a 50Hz console, they really appeal to me. But as for Mario World, yeah. But yeah, the colours look dark on this, they do look dark on it. I think the worst thing about this port was the fact it was only one player. I think that was worse than the slowdowns. I mean, there is slowdown on it, but obviously back then they didn't really utilise the SNES hardware as well as they could have, I suppose. I think this was a bit of a rush to get it out. One, it was a popular coin op, and I think Nintendo needed something to sell the system besides a Mario game. So I think they like the idea of getting like this, which was really popular on the Super Famicom. Again, played most Super Nintendo stuff or Super Famicom stuff on emulation these days. It's just a lot easier than actually plugging the real hardware in. But there's something about playing these games with the original creaky control pad, you know. And these days you can play arcade Final Fight emulated perfectly, even on like a little Android box. So, you know, it's all down to the nostalgia of playing these games, I suppose. As a kid or as a teenager or whatever, or in years past, and then revisiting them again. It's like the artwork on the cardboard boxes. I mean, Super Famicom boxes, you know, that they look great. It's just the cardboard's terrible. Nintendo cardboard. Just don't last their days. That's why you can pick up like the unboxed Super Famicom games for peanuts, Koya. Try picking up the boxed Super Famicom games. You can't do it, can you? Not unless you want to spend some silly money. Not now, anyway. I mean, even 8 years ago, they were expensive. Final Fight Anniversary Hack is a fun 3-player co-op. You know, talking to 3 players, right? I was looking through an Edge magazine yesterday. For some reason, I was looking through an old Edge magazine. It got a retro view looking at Golden Axe. Now, you know Golden Axe the arcade? It was only 2-player, right? It was never a 3-player, was it? So looking back at Edge magazine makes me smile now more than ever. and some of the things in the articles are putting there out for inaccuracy and like stupid comments and things in there. They were like unintentionally, you know, they're unintentionally humorous. Just like I'm looking at them thinking, man, what was I thinking? Was it tripping when he ripped this or what? Golden Axe, he got down as Golden Axe. It was great fun with 1 or 2 mates, and I'm like, they was trying to make out. I'm sure he was trying to make out that it was a 3-player coin-op. It was only a 2-player coin-op, or Golden Axe. I've never seen it as a 3-player coin-op. It's great fun with 1 or 2 mates, and I'm thinking. Exactly, Golden Axe is definitely the best Tekken. It's the best survival horror I've played. I mean, Golden Axe is a JRPG, you know. I mean, I think they compared it to Tempest. I think they're doing pretty much the same kind of thing, you know, gameplay-wise. In Edge magazine, it just makes me smile now when I look back at some of the issues of Edge. Especially some of the articles in there. Yeah, borderline trash. Terrible. But yeah, Golden Axe. This is fun for if you got 1 or 2 mates, and I'm like. And it was trying to make out that you got a choice of 3 characters, and it's trying to make out that you can play a 3-up and Golden Axe, and it's only a 2-up. What the fuck? I mean, you got the choice of different 3 characters, but you're not at the same time. It's only a 2-player coin-op, innit? What the fuck? It's great fun with 1 or 2 mates, and what they're going to do, second in turns playing the second player. You know, he take like the Simpsons going up, is he? Oh. Yeah, much like the comments about Virtua Fighter and Alone in the Dark, pretty much the same. Under the bonnet, they're pretty much doing the same kind of thing. Yeah, I know Alone in the Dark's got motion captured versus fighter elements, hasn't it? Muppies. And this is a good game, but again, like I say, I've never finished it. Never finished this game. Just the music, just watching the demo on it, like makes me smile. But, like the ride on Yoshi and stuff. I say I was definitely more like a Sega fanboy at the time when I bought Super Famicom. I still got Mega Drive at the time. But I think Final Fight sort of drew me in. Final Fight and you know, and other games that you couldn't get for anything else, like Super R-Type and stuff. But again, I ain't playing that because like, I'll be on it for forever. And you don't get anywhere, do you? Kind of games that like, obviously best played offline. We'll have a quick go of F-Zero anyway, and then that'll probably be it for this evening. That'll probably be it. And I'll, like I say, I'll probably end up modifying some of these SCART cables, removing some of the caps and resistors out of them, maybe to just give a straight output from the console to this scaler thing, because I've got a feeling it is dull in the image. Just using the direct connection with the like standard SCART cables, you know, that were officially made to connect to a CRT. But luckily I've picked up quite a few SCART cables over the years for different consoles. Got pretty much 2 SCART cables for everything. Well, I think I've got 2 for everything apart from this Superfamicom. So I'll probably end up putting switches in there or something to flick off the any adjustments that I make. I'll probably put some little switches on there or something, I don't know. Could always pick up cheap Superfamicom cable, I suppose. Just mod the cheap cables. But I have looked inside the cable on this, and it has got caps and resistors in there, so I think it's even got a cap on the sink as well. SNES does have soft video. Yeah, it does. It's like, I think this is like one that has got like soft video image. Yeah, it has. This Superfamicom has got like a soft image. It ain't very sharp. The very first Superfamicom that I bought, that import one, like I said, the one I bought used, you know, back in 1991 or whatever it was hardwired RGB SCART, and the picture quality on that one seemed really sharp, super sharp. Obviously they must have like drawn it straight from the board, the chip or whatever. Obviously because that was before SCART leads were released for the Superfamicom, I would have thought, as it was hardwired. So this SCART cable that I'm using now is probably, I think it was probably about £6 or something. It was only a cheap SCART cable that I bought way back from off eBay. I think it was probably about six or 7 quid posted. It was like, you know, back in 2015 or whatever, or 2014 when I bought it. The PAL and NTSC SCART are wide different. Well, I bought this one as a Superfamicom. So I bought this as a Famicom, a Superfamicom SCART cable. I think there is a difference in there. I think is the ground different. I think the ground's different in it, or the sink's different. One's got +5 volts on it, hasn't it? One has got +5 volts on it. And it's got +5 volts going into the ground or the sink or something, hasn't it? Yeah, more than likely. I don't know. It just said it was an SFC Superfamicom cable. So what I will do, I'm just gonna unsolder them, try it without, and see if the picture quality is any better. And I'll do that the same with all the SCART cables that I've got. I'm just going to unsolder the caps and resistors out of them, and just put a label on them to say that they're just purely for connecting to this like scalar SCART connector. Because obviously I'd rather not use them on a CRT. I don't think it'll hurt anything using them straight to a CRT, because I've meant to got cables myself in the past, and I never bother putting caps or resistors in them. I just used to put them straight. I've got the wiring diagram off like Monkey, whatever it was called, the website. I ended up making my AES. It's got a SCART cable that I made myself. So they want to buy one with the mono. Because at the time I could only see ones to buy with the mono sound output on the AES, a bit like the Neo CD ones. And so I just made my own and used a headphone jack. I bought the components for an headphone jack and wired that in. So it plugs in pretty much like a Mega Drive SCART lead into the AES, and you've got the stereo. It's like the Neo CD. You never see Neo CD stereo, do you? Yeah. SCART cables. They're always just like a bit like a Master System one style with just like a 8-pin DIN or whatever, and it outputs in mono. But on the back of the Neo CD, you've got the stereo output, haven't you? So I did the same with that. I've modified some cables to connect up the RCA jacks. So then you got the proper stereo. You get stereo from the Neo CD. Because what's the point in having a CD system and you're only getting the mono output? You know, it's not so much for streaming, but more for like, you know, general play. If you're connecting up to your TV and your sound system. So I've got like one of these Logitech 2 point whatever it is sound system. It's a 5 or a 7.1. It's only a 2 point whatever with a subwoofer. And obviously some of the games sound nice if you go on running through that as well. For at the moment it ain't switched on. I use a turbo, yeah, have I? Second place. Yeah, the Monkey, it has any. I quite like that website. It's good. It's like there's good mods and stuff, any. But I mean, yeah, I think you've got to be careful what you're seeing on there because stuff's been amended over the years. Anyway, they said there's been mistakes in the diagrams and stuff. But yeah, that was one of my first ports of call. That was when we first had the internet. It was like, let's have a look at this. Console mods, let's have a look at that. It's like making your own, like you say, RGB mods, leads and stuff and that, the wiring diagrams. It's invaluable, really, isn't it? Really, I mean, it's like just soldering as a skill. You just, you know, if you're into retro stuff, be it like radio or TV or like consoles and stuff, or I mean, just being able to solder is it's invaluable skill, isn't it? Really, just for repairs, if anything. Like I say, and that Monkey site is like, it's a great site for like finding out some technical info and stuff. You know, if you're looking into modifying stuff, or you want to know how something, you know, you can improve something that you own. It's like if information's, you know, it's a useful tool in. And that sort of site there, with people sort of share the information and stuff and whatever, and it's like Reddit's a bit hit and miss. I've looked on stuff on Reddit before, and you get very much hit and miss in it. I mean, but it ain't too bad. Used to really like looking on that MM Monkey site. Lost the position already, look. And he just got that back. He's getting battered. So this is a game that's definitely better played on a proper SNES pad, innit? Or SNES style pad. You can't play this on any like modern gamepad really, can you? Not properly. Yeah, we saw it to play on the Saturn pad. I've played it on the Saturn pad with the left and right triggers. Obviously the shoulder buttons, but play this on a modern gamepad just feels weird. Obviously it was designed around this pad, wasn't it? This game. On all that, come on, rank 2. And again, YouTube's good for mods and stuff in it, like the old Sean, Fagin RS and the likes, with the different mods and things, and sharing videos and stuff. It's always been good. It's always been good. Monkey site's got some good RGB guides. Retro Computer Shack makes Neo CD stereo. Does he? Now of that Retro Computer Shack, I've got Mega Drive ones. I think at the time they hadn't got any Neo CD ones in. They'd only got they got AES ones, but they take the headphone jack. Obviously you got the RCA cable. But all you got to do is buy a headphone to RCA cable adapter, ain't you? I would have thought. Probably a bit quiet though. I think they dumb the sound down, don't they? On the Mega Drive ones and whatever. Big for the headphone output. I think the volume's fairly quiet through them, innit? Yeah, website. It's great. Oh, it was great. Like looking at stuff like that. Obviously, it's always been more interested in technical side as well as like just playing the games and stuff. So, well, I'd like to just understand how things work, and if you can modify and adapt things as well to improve them, because sometimes they release stuff and it sort of you get a compromise, don't you? With the quality of stuff that's released, obviously. To suit the general population, obviously, like everyone had composite, didn't they? With the old outputs on the consoles at one time, RGB was a thing that people weren't really aware of, were they? Way back then, a lot of people. I used to always obsess over SCART leads though, trying to get RGB SCART. Even when I had a GameCube, I sort of got the weird look from someone in Curry's. When I asked, I said, "Have you got an RGB SCART cable for this, mate?" When I bought GameCube on release, and he was like, "SCART cable?" I went, "Yeah, it's just AV leads." I said, "It's not the ones that are, you get them, they're inside in with it. There's all the cables should be in there, mate." I went, "No," I said, "It's you should be able to you can buy an advanced cable that makes your picture quality a bit better. It's a proper clear signal, not the standard built-in cables." Oh, I'll have a look at the back, mate. And they came back with an RGB cable. Neo Zed, man, he's appeared just as I'm about to clear off. Monkey's cool, exactly, it is cool. Man, you've either been lurking or you've just appeared, but I'm just about to clear off because it's like 20 past midnight here in the UK. I hope you're all good, Chris. Well, exactly. Yeah, going to Curry's. I remember going into Curry's and we bought our first DVD player. It was a Pioneer, and I remember speaking to someone in Curry's. It was a chap, and then a girl come over and it was talking to us as well. And he was like, "Hold on a second, I'll check with the sales guy." And then he come over. He didn't know what I was on about. I was going, "Does this DVD player output RGB?" And I read reviews about this one, this Pioneer DVD player, and I understand that it outputs in RGB. It's an unusual output for a DVD player. And it does. Our first DVD player we bought, Pioneer one, in 2002. Outputs in RGB. You can choose RGB as an output, and obviously it makes the picture quality a lot sharper than standard output. But I was getting like the blank look, and I says, can you plug this, because that what you were connected up in the store in the Currys, and I says, can you connect it up and just have a look to see? I said, it should be in the menus, you should have an RGB option, and they was like, they don't really want to do it, but they did it. And I went there, look, there's the RGB, and they still looked at me blank after and was like, oh yeah, do you want to buy it then? And I'm like, yeah, I do want to buy it. Where do you want to buy it? Because the picture quality's clear. I don't want to buy a bloody DVD that's, you know, picture quality's shite. But man, sorry I'm late. You wouldn't just got there, man. Yeah, I was late tonight as well, Chris. To be fair, but now it's a big the time difference across the pond. I didn't think any DVD players got RGB. It has. Panasonic. Sorry, not Panasonic. Pioneer. Looking at component cables, and the Comet young guy tried to sell me a £90 gold-plated DVD cable. What, like a SCART? Just like a SCART cable, that DVD cable. Exactly. I mean, so but like DVD, we had ours in 2000. I don't know, was it 2001 or 2002? I think it was 300 quid. Pioneer. And it's really slimline, silver, lovely looking DVD player, really slimline as well. I remember my brother having a DVD player a few years before that, and he crapped out on him, and he said to me, "Oh, DVD player stopped working." And I said, "Well, I'll take it apart and I'll have a look at it." When I opened it up, it was like nothing inside it. There's literally nothing inside it. It was just a big empty case inside it. It's Sony DVD. You've got a big massive flashy screen on the front, all the different settings, massive remote. I mean, you've got loads of options. I don't think that one had RGB. But I opened it up, took a look at it, and there was just nothing in it. There was nothing in it. The DVD player got components out. Oh, okay. Now, when I bought a DVD player back then, I think it had only got SCART out. SCART and obviously the AV out. AV. Yeah, I think there is. Yeah, I think there's still something there that won't allow you to duplicate stuff through RGB. There is something there, some kind of Macrovision thing on it on that DVD player. We test got RGB out. What I'll do, I'll actually just do a little video recording it, and it'll show you the screen where you can actually choose RGB out. Because I was RGB obsessed at the time. Everything had to have RGB. I was like, you know, I just couldn't play consoles that they have RGB AV leads, or it's like even the Xbox. I bought 2 RGB cables because the Xbox RGB ain't particularly crisp, is it? That's fuzzy as well, so it's got like a fuzziness about it. The GameCube RGB sharp, but the Xbox, the original Xbox, has always had like a fuzziness about the RGB. As I say, sometimes I got that fed up with the RGB on the Xbox, the original Xbox. I used to use S-video cables to try and improve the sharpness on it. And obviously you could get components as well. But if you soft mod an original Xbox, that's the way it's supposed to be played, innit? Obviously, UK was hamstrung all there with the original Xbox with the 480i. Got no like progressive output, had you, with the original Xbox? So you've got a soft mod to unlock that for a PAL system. Yeah, we use Panasonic Blu-ray now for playing our DVDs upscaled on our TV. I say I've got a Toshiba, I don't know what they call them, DVDRs or whatever that was. We bought one of them as well. Now that's got loads of different options on as well for like the AV outs and stuff. And I think you can actually use that as like you can put inputs into that and use it like a scaler. But no, the Pioneer, the RGB Pioneer was, well, still is. It still has got a nice image. I think we used it a few months back. My missus uses it to play music. You can obviously use it as a music player as well, so it plays CDs as well. You can just use it as like a CD player as well. They're big at the time though, weren't they? Pioneer, they were like a decent brand. Like Pioneer and Technics, so they're the same, aren't they? The same parent company. But yeah, with the SCART on a PS2, you've got to you got like a little switch on there, haven't you? If you buy a SCART cable with a PS2 and you choose DVD or game, and I think it outputs green, doesn't it? If you use component. If you use RGB and when it's in components or whatever, it's a way around it though. They won't let you RGB out through DVD playback, will they? PlayStation 2. Not native anyway. I assume there might be some sort of software hack or something, you know. With these GSM things or whatever. I don't know, because I've ever been into PS2 homebrew or like modding in that respect like that. But anyway, I'm gonna clear off. It's 12:30. Technics Panasonic. Is Technics Panasonic? Pioneer. Who's Pioneer then? Was it Matsushita was Pioneer, weren't they? Was it Matsushita? Is it Matsushita? Pioneer. Oh, I don't know. I do remember buying a Pioneer Hi-Fi system and then seeing like a rip-off one of it called named Genexa in a Tandy's. Remember Tandy's? It's like Radio Shack. Radio Shack in the UK it used to be called Tandy's, and I remember seeing it pretty much the same Hi-Fi that I bought for like 600 odd quid for like 500 quid, about 100 quid cheaper, with the Genexa label on it. And it was just the same system made by the same people. Matsushita's Panasonic, is it? Yeah. Your Laserdisc plays a Pioneer. Yeah, Laserdisc, well that's it, see. It was all like a laser karaoke, wasn't it, Pioneer? Remember everywhere you used to go on holiday at one time, they'd always have a karaoke machine, wouldn't they? And it'd be a Pioneer laser karaoke, wouldn't it? Especially like if you go to Spain or somewhere, they'd always have like laser karaoke. Dandy Radio Shack. Yeah, oh man, yeah, Tandy's. I remember having stuff bought at Tandy's as a kid. It was like radio control cars and stuff. I used to get to Tandy's Radio Shack for electronic bits years ago as a kid. So I remember when I used to have an Acorn Electron, the RF box knackered on it, and I said to my dad, the computer's broke. I said, what's wrong with it? I said, it's the box for the TV goes in the back. And I remember taking it apart and changing the RF box in it. I think I was about 13. And he was like just looking at me, so he just gave me the look. He just said to the guy in the store, he just says, he wants one of these. and he's like, it's an RF box. And I ended up getting one from somewhere else because Tandy didn't have the RF box. I bought it from a place called Duran's. It used to be Duran's Video. And they used to do like TV and video repairs as well. And obviously this RF box, they had an RF box, change the RF box. In hindsight, I could have probably took it apart and tried to repair it, but it was like falling apart. So. Just secondary school, I was sort of doing electronics anyway, so I was sort of into that thing then. Anyway, I want to clear off. Cheers again, thanks for the chats. It's been fun playing a bit of Super Nintendo for a change. I'll probably catch you again next week all. But yeah, Tandy. Tandy was alright. I don't mind Tandy. The old Radio Shack. Then we had Maplins as well. Now we got nothing in the UK when it comes to like high street stores. I don't really think you get any like big name electronics stores since Maplin's gone. You got RS, but they're very much like industrial. They have got stores, but they're more industrial. You've got electrical factors, but they ain't quite the same. Cheers, yeah, no worries. Have a good one. Catch you again next week. I'll probably be a little bit earlier next week, but if it weren't for the fact it's so late, 12:30, I'd have probably stayed on a bit longer, Chris. But cheers again, mate. Have a good one, and cheers, Johns. Cheers all. Thanks, Loom. Cheers, HDMI Cable. If he's still awake, he's probably nodded off. Cheers to Blue enough for dropping in. Cheers anyone else I didn't see on the chat. Cheers to all the lurkers as well. Catch you next week. Have a good one. Peace out.